Okay, here goes with dividing polynomials. You've got, for this problem, x cubed plus x squared minus 9x minus 9 divided by x plus 1. Start out, I'm going to do a synthetic problem, and we'll go from there. Here you've got the, you've got these numbers, which are the coefficients of x, or just the coefficients in this top, the first equation. With this, you then go and drag down the first number. It always stays the same. You take that number times this to receive the number under here. So this would be -1. You add those together to get 0. 0 times -1 from up here would be 0. And so on. You add that, so it's -9. 9 times -1, of course, is 9. So then you have a 0. This 0 tells you whether or not you have any sort of remainder with the problem. Since this ends with 0, it rounds off cleanly. Okay, sorry. What I forgot to say was how you get this number and the little symbol here is you go and get the opposite of this number. So if it's +1 like this, you would have -1 as you have here. Okay, here we go again. Here are the numbers we got from the problem we just did. 1, 0, -9, and 0. You take this 1, and that will be the coefficient of this x. But you drop the x down one power. So instead of x3, it's x2. And so on. Since there is a 0 for where you have the x squared originally, that's 0x. And you have a -9x up here. That, since you drop it down a power, is just -9. As here. And since there's 0 here, there is no remainder. So this is your final answer. Okay, we're back to our original problem. Only instead of synthetic division, I'm going to show you long division. I find synthetic with this problem is easier, but this is just so you know how to do with the other problems. You have, here you have to find, just with this number, how to get this number. So what would you multiply to get that? Here would be x2. X squared, sorry. And that times x equals x to the third. You then take that times the second part of this problem. So it's x squared times 1, which would be x squared. Now, with those two that you just come up with, you have to subtract from your original problem right here. So with these, since it's the exact opposite, you have a 0. And you pull down this, the -9x and the -9. So -9x minus 9, and you look to see what you would multiply this x by to get this -9x.
She's talking a foreign language.
So, in order to get -9x from x, you would multiply by -9. That would give you, down here, -9x from that single x up here that we keep coming back to. Then you have this 1 right here times that negative 9. So you have a negative 9 here. Now you have to remember that you are to subtract this from your original problem here. So negative 9x minus 9, subtract negative 9x minus 9. The negative here turns these negatives into a positive, so they cancel out. And you have 0. So you have no remainder. And that's how you do the long division. Okay, I just showed you how to do the synthetic division and long division of this problem. Now, the biggest difference you will find anywhere else is have a problem say x to the 4th plus x to the 2nd minus, let's say, 8x plus 2, divided by whatever you want in here. For this problem, if you want to divide it, you are going to want to put like x4 plus 0 x cubed plus x squared minus 8x plus 2. Mainly do this part, synthetic division, in order to have this coefficient. Like you'd have a 1 here and here, since you have at least one x. And you have to remember to have the inverse of whatever you're multiplying, or dividing. Say you're dividing these by x minus 2. Make sure when you're in synthetic division to have the opposite of negative 2 here, or whatever is in this box, here. And then have your coefficients. If you remember those steps, and you remember that you need to add them and drag down this first number, you have it pretty well made, multiplying this number to get what you're going to add here, and so on. I believe that's about all I can tell you on this. Hope this showed you something and you learned something, and thanks for dealing with it.